Welcome to the very first episode of Trunk Talks. I'm Kaylin with a C, and this is my co-host Kelly.
Hello.
We're sisters, broke, college. But it works. And we love to read. So we wrote a book ourselves, but today we're not talking about that. Today we're talking about The Lovely Fourth Wing because Onyx Storm is coming out in 2 days. So we have theories. I'm a huge theory Easter egg person, and Kelly is not. Kelly did not do her homework.
I just read it for the plot.
She reads it for Xaden. Okay, let's.
I read it to get other people into it, so they do the theories for me.
Okay, so should we get started?
Yes, we should.
Because I'm excited. What do you think is Violet's second signet?
Her second signet. I think.
I think because I've seen lots of things on this and like lots of things pointing towards this. Because in the second book, it's like pointing towards that she might be truth slayer, like a truth person. And Rebecca says lots of times that it's in the second book.
It is in the second book, supposedly. Though, she does have those moments, if I'm remembering correctly, where, she sees through other people's eyes. Am I remembering that right? Like,
yeah.
When she goes into, like... So, like, that could be her second signet, too, where she's able to look through other people's...
True.
Other people's visions, which could be very interesting.
I don't know how that would work, though. Like... I don't know how that would work.
I don't know, but think about it like this.
There would be like a lot of explaining to do.
Because Xaden's second signet is the power to like the memories, right?
Yeah.
So if her second signet was being able to see through your eyes, think of the utility of that. Combatively. And if we go with the fact that like if we want to say that maybe her dad was a Venin. Theorizing here. If her dad was a Venin and her mom wasn't, so maybe she was made sort of like a weapon. If her signets, one is literally controlling the weather, which I'm a little iffy on if it's just lightning. I think it's a little more than just lightning. I think the utility of being able to see through other people's eyes could make her very versatile. Could also expand.
True. But because there's another theory that I have talking that I think Dane's a Venin.
You think Dane's
I think Dane's a Venin because in the first book, it talks about his dragon's breath smelling. And that's what happens when you're Venin. And Jack says in the first book that he's not the only one at Bezgaeth. Like he's not the only one at Bezgaeth, and there's another one. And it says
that's interesting.
That Dane's dragon's breath smells. So I think, and then like she would be able to see, like, because she's close with Dane, that she would be able to see maybe through, and that's how she like finds out that he's like a Venin or something.
See, if we go on that though, like if he was a Venin from the start, that could explain like why he didn't want her there.
And him being, like, very suspicious, like, all the time.
Well, no,
I want you to go be, like, a scroll winder.
Well, yeah, because they were friends in the beginning before he became Venin, theoretically, if we go on this thing. So if he became Venin and then he saw his best friend come in, and, like, we literally know the Venin are like, I want you. Like, they literally want to just eat her. So maybe his whole reason why he's always trying to get her out of Basgaeth is because he doesn't want her near Venin. And right. He knows what they want.
True. But also, like, her dad laid out everything so she would find out the lore of the Venin. So she would find out. So then, like, I'm trying to put all my thoughts together. That's interesting.
Because weren't Dane's dad and her dad not on good terms?
That's true. That's also true. I forgot about that.
So there could be some strife there.
True. But that leads me to another thing that you had said with maybe when Lilith was pregnant with Violet, that she had to have venom blood or something to save Violet, which is why her hair is like
White.
Silver.
A lot of times in that kind of thing where white signifies like death.
Or her dad was venom.
I think her dad was venom, personally. I think her dad was venom, and that's why her hair's white, because the gene pool pulls like that. Like, what else would cause you to need to inject venom magic into your wife?
True.
Like,
or her mom was venom. What if her mom was venom?
I don't think her mom was venom.
Because I don't think so either. I just saw that online, and I was like, that's interesting.
Her mom was so opposed to the venom, and she literally sacrificed herself. Forever rest in peace.
So does that mean, like, her dad didn't tell her? If her dad was venom, did her dad not tell her?
But no, I think they were trying to find a cure. I think.
So then it's like, oh, I'm a venom. I love you so much. I'm going to have 3 kids with you.
Yeah.
But then why aren't Mira and Brennan also like that?
Because I don't think he was venom at that point.
Or did he turn to venom?
I think he turned.
Okay.
Here's my thought. So I think married, good, Mira, Brennan, nice kids. They're in combat. She gets hurt. He turns venom. Boom, we have Violet. We gotta find a cure. Then we have a mirror situation between her parents' situation and now XADEN and Violet's situation. Because it's the same thing. We gotta find a cure.
Right.
Which could bring her more into looking into her own past and why she is the way she is.
So then that leads me to another thing. Do you think that her dad is dead, or do you think he's alive?
I think he's the sage.
The sage? I also think that Sloane is going to find the venom sage.
Sloane?
Yes, I think so. I think she's going to play a huge part in the next. Because I keep seeing things, people are like, oh, Liam's going to come back, and Onyx Storm, Liam's going to come back. Because when she was being tortured, she saw him in the room. But, like, that's crazy. You literally saw him die. He died in your arms. Like, he's not coming back. But I think maybe, like, there's a lot of magic and stuff going on. There's a lot of things going on, visions and things. Maybe it's Liam trying to give her a message instead of coming back. And Sloane is going to be the one to find the venom sage.
That's very fascinating. I definitely think that the Liam scene, I think, was more of like appeasing the readers, because we were all absolutely heartbroken after book 1. And tears at 4 a.m.
Not me.
But
it's fine. I did love Liam, but
it is a natural trauma response.
Yeah, but I don't think he's coming back. I think he's dead, because Rebecca has said multiple times that she has no problem with killing characters.
I think he's dead.
I think he's dead. I don't think he's coming back.
Well, because his death was a pivotal point in a lot of characters' growth.
Exactly. Violet needed him to die to grow. Like, not that,
so
like, he died.
I think if he's like, gonna be in any more books, it's gonna be memories, flashbacks, or other, like, delusions that she's gonna see.
But I strongly believe that Sloane is gonna find the venom sage. Simple as that. I think she's gonna be huge in the next book.
I think she is important, because why bring her in? Because they were teasing about Sloane. She was teasing about Sloane in book 1. They're like, oh, Liam has a sister. She has a sister. He has a sister.
And then she was
She's
huge.
coming.
And then she didn't like Violet in the second book. She's like, I don't like you. You killed my brother. You did this. You did that. You did blah, blah, blah. I don't like you.
So I
hate you.
I think she is important, because why hint at her so much?
And then
have her be an absolute ass.
And then, like, why have her hate Violet in the second book? And then I think they're going to have to work together, like, to find the venom sage. That's what I think. So that was something that I wanted to talk about. The Violet. Wow, I'm already on page 2. That's great. I think, okay, this is something I think. So Rebecca writes in a W way. I don't know if you've seen that or heard that. Like, book 1 ended on a high. Book 2 ended on kind of like a low with XADEN turning venom. Book 3 is going to end in a high because it's a W, right? I think whichever way it goes, Xaden's going to be the death of Violet. Like, he's either going to kill Violet at the end of the series, or she's going to be the death of Xaden. But she said that there's no series without Xaden. But she didn't say there's no series without Violet. So, I think Xaden's going to be the death of Violet.
Interesting. Because isn't there a line in book 1 where Xaden says you're going to be the death of me?
Yes. So I think at some point, because he's obviously Venom, she said there's going to be like 5 books. She writes in a W, it's going to end on high. That would be high. If Xaden kills Violet, there's no book without Xaden. There can be books without Violet.
There could be, but are you trying to say that Xaden's the main character the whole time?
Yes, I am. And I think that Xaden's going to be the death of Violet. Because she loves him so much, she would do anything for him. And she says that all the time. She's like, I'm not going to die today. I must save him. Like, there's things that she posts on her Instagram all the time that's like, I must save. Like, I'm not going to die today. I need to save him. I need to cure him. Like, hints, things. And it's like, Xaden is going to be the death of Violet.
Or maybe Violet's the ultimate villain in the story.
Like, goes Daenerys Targaryen. Or Xaden snaps and goes crazy. Because he's Venom. Like, he goes crazy because he's very good at keeping, like, control of his emotions. And is like, I'm a shadow daddy. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna snap. You're crazy. You're crazy, Violet.
No, I think the idea of killing Violet off is definitely interesting. Because a lot of book series don't want to kill off the main female protagonist.
But Rebecca, again, is okay with killing off
She's
characters.
okay with it. So I think she could use that in a very interesting way. Because, especially with the Venom, because if you use Violet's death, you could catapult Xaden into a very dark place. And that could shift your whole world building. Because Xaden's a shadow daddy and he has insane magic.
He can go down a very dark path like Darth Vader.
Yeah, he is a very
because in Star Wars, Padme
set.
died and there was a whole story because it was around Anakin. So, like, it can be around Xaden. I think that Violet's gonna die. Either... I think at the end of book 4.
You think at the end of book 4?
I think at the end of book 4, she's gonna die.
And then if you say she dies in book 4, what is gonna happen in book 5 then?
I have no idea. It's Rebecca.
Because
anything could happen.
The story is centered around Violet. It's been told in her point of view.
Right, but we keep getting these Xaden chapters. It's like, okay, like we love reading books in his point of view, like chapters in his POV. Like, I feel like she's doing it as like a little hint, like, okay, we're going to be getting a book in his POV at some point. Maybe.
Yeah, but what would be the resolution?
Well,
if you just
I don't
killed
know.
off Violet.
I don't know. I'm not plotting the story.
And like,
I didn't plot the story.
If you kill off Violet, you wouldn't be able to end on a high. Because you would need a happy ending. And if Violet is dead and Xaden is an emotional wreck, that's not a happy ending.
So then maybe she dies at the end of book 5.
So that's not a happy ending either.
Well, you don't need it.
So you would need like a resurrection type thing.
That's not
like maybe
that's like a
maybe
really?
maybe her venom blood comes into this.
If you get a resurrection ending, that's like, if I read a resurrection ending, I'm just like, I hate this. I would literally.
Well, think about Sarah J. Maas and how she resurrected Feyre.
Yeah, but that was like epic. Like, we knew she was gonna get with Rhysand, so like that's epic, and that like we knew the other books were already out, so we knew that there were more books. Like, if at the end of book 5 and she resurrects, like, no, leave her dead. Let us be sad. Like, let us mourn her death. It's like mourning the death of like somebody, like an actual person.
Like, you kill her off in book 4, and you leave her dead for essentially all of book 5.
And then she comes back again. I'd be like, seriously? That would be like Liam coming back in book 3. Okay, he's been dead for entire book 2, and now you're bringing him back.
Then how are you going to have a happy ending? This is like
that's like Outlander, like trying to bring back Faith, like their daughter Faith. It's like, no, she's dead. She died as a baby. You can't just bring her back 12 years later or something.
Yeah, but
that doesn't work. It's like the author should have stopped writing.
See, that's the problem with killing off Violet, though. Especially with your W pattern, because you're not going to get a a high.
So then kill her off at the end. I don't know.
But that's not a high.
I think it is. I think it's like, oh, she's dead. So then you mourn the loss of her, and then
unless she dies in an epic sacrifice to save the world.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else to happen after that. She saves the world. She saves Xaden. The series is done. You get an epilogue. Xaden is sad. I don't know. Like, that's not a high though. I don't know. I just think she's gonna die.
That's interesting, though.
Or she's gonna be the death of herself because she's like so in love with him. Like, girl, you're like a teenager. She's like, I love him so much. I'm marrying him. It's like all the kids at my work. I love him so much. Have you ever had a boyfriend before? Okay. Anyways, I think Taryn's gonna die.
Oh, I definitely think one of her dragons
for sure. I don't think Indarna's gonna die because Indarna's like still growing up.
She could absolutely slaughter us emotionally if she killed off the baby dragon before she grew up.
Well, that would just be traumatic. That would be like
but that
awful.
is how Rebecca is.
And
she literally likes to drink the tears of her readers. Let's be for real.
I know. She said, you're all gonna cry at the end of Onyx Storm. Oh, girl, what? I'm crying right now.
If you want to make us cry, literally kill off little Indarna.
No, don't do that to me.
But think about it. She literally drinks the tears of her readers. So if you're trying to get traumatic here, you would keep Taryn and kill off Indarna.
No, I think I would actually be sad if Taryn died.
I think Indarna's powers can play a
so that's
role.
why I think Taryn's gonna die and not Indarna, because we would get over Taryn a little bit quick. I personally would not get over Taryn. I love him.
I also love him. But I think that Taryn is he's a voice of reason for Violet. So,
which is why if she doesn't have the voice of reason, she'd go crazy.
She's gonna go if you off Taryn, you could go down a path of craziness because she's gonna lose her voice of reason.
True.
And then you're gonna have little Indarna, who's like, let's eat our allies.
Maybe book 4 is just like completely unhinged. Like if he dies in Onyx Storm, book 4 is just completely unhinged and nobody has no idea what's going on, and
that would be rough.
And then we're just like, what is going on? Violet's crazy, and then Violet dies in book 5.
Well, we still have whatever's going on with the school. And
I totally
forgot
the military.
I forgot because there's technically like a civil war here.
I forgot about that.
There's essentially already a.
I forgot that book 3 is like she's year 3.
Yeah, but no, she's out of school at this point because they just got past that battle.
Oh yeah,
but like her mom just died. Like the Grand General, one of the generals.
I don't really care about her mom. I hated her.
No,
mom.
but her one of the generals of the army just died. So you have like what Melgren left. And like the higher
Melgren's gonna die.
So you have higher ups left, and then you have the rebelling force Aurelia.
True.
So you have Navarra versus Aurelia. So we're set for a civil war. With Venom trying to scoot in the middle.
Well, you know what? Actually, what if book 3 ended in a civil war, and then book 4 is a civil war?
Where did Venom play into that?
Girl, I don't know.
Because this is like a triad civil war at this point. Like, the continent is fighting itself, and then the Venom are like, hi, I'm here!
Hi, girly pop. No.
Time to take all your souls!
But that's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe they just like all are at war and fighting all at the same time, but like the Venom are, maybe the Venom win at the end.
That is not a high.
I don't know, girl. Well, book 4 ends on a low. So then the Venom end at the end, and then they all win it. Like, it's a happy ending.
Well, if the whole goal of the series was to, like, date the Civil War, then, like, the ending of the series is going to be the end of the Civil War.
Right.
Like, that is the major conflict of the series.
Violet dies.
That's not a happy ending, though. Like, I feel like the war is going to end in book 5.
Right, because the war started in book 1, so...
Yeah, because that's the main conflict of the series. Though maybe if she doesn't kill off Violet, because, you know, that could bring up some issues, maybe she kills off all her friends.
You know, I actually do have that written down in my notes here, is Riddick dies, because he's comedy relief, and, like, everybody loves him. I love him. I think
See, I was thinking Rhinon. If I'm saying her name right.
Rhiannon?
Yeah.
I was like, Rhiannon? That's like Rhino. Like, Rhiannon? Like, I was like...
So I really pronounce my eyes.
I was like, what? Who are we talking about? Oh, no, I'm sitting here going... Who?
No, I really pronounce my eyes.
Rhiannon? That would be really sad.
It would be really sad.
No, but I think she kills Riddick. I think she kills Riddick because he's comedy relief, and I love him.
Maybe Riddick goes first.
I would marry him.
Maybe Riddick goes first. And then, like, maybe like
No, I think she does kill off all her friends, and then Violet's left utterly alone.
she's
and then,
left utterly alone.
and then Xaden dies too.
And I think Zayn's gonna die.
and then she's left utterly alone in the world.
After she saved it. I think she saves it and like everybody's gone, so she's left empty.
I need to stop flip flopping. I keep going. Violet dies.
Yeah,
Xaden dies.
You just like to kill off characters. It's literally a nasty habit of yours. So.
Okay, it's fine. They all die. What if they just all die and the world just like
That's not a happy
it's like
ending.
blows up?
That's not a happy ending.
But neither is leaving Violet completely utterly alone in the world.
Yeah, but she accomplished her goal. She's free of the poisonous love of Xaden. Because let's be for real, it is kind of poisonous.
It's toxic.
It's a toxic
really toxic.
It's a very toxic
It's
relationship.
so toxic.
So she's out of the toxic relationship.
Red flags everywhere.
She's out of the toxic relationship with her mom.
Red flags.
Because that was red flags. She's...
The red flags were pink with Xaden though, so it's fine.
We might still have the siblings. I'm iffy on them. I feel like Mira might die.
I don't think Brennan's gonna die.
I think Brennan's gonna live.
Honestly, I think Rebecca loves Brennan.
I think Brennan's gonna live, and because if you kill him, he's coming back. You brought him back once, so I feel like Brennan's gonna live.
No, I actually feel like if she kills Brennan, he's dead for good, because everybody's gonna be like, well, if you kill him, then he's coming back. But I think that if she kills Brennan,
she'll have to keep him dead for good.
She's gonna have to keep him dead for good.
Yeah, but
because
I don't think she would, because it would be too cliche. So I feel like in the end...
I don't think he's going to die, because I think she's going to keep him alive.
I think in the end, it'll be Violet and Brennan left. Where you started, it was Violet and Mira.
I think Mira's going to die.
It's going to be Violet and Brennan in the end, mourning Mira's death, where in the beginning, they were mourning Brennan's death.
True.
And I think the dad's going to be alive in the end, too. So it's a flip-flop of the family dynamic.
Yeah. That would suck, man. I really did not like Lilith. She was awful.
She was a good mom though in the end.
Yeah.
Like she was like
there's no redemption story that could ever be like you're a good mom in the end.
She saved her daughter from Jack Barwell.
Barwell? Renan. Am I even saying her name right? Renan.
I pronounce things really funny.
Might as well just call Brandon. Riddick is Rydak.
No, actually, I pronounced it Riddock.
Riddock. That's like some Vulcan name from Star Trek. Riddock. That's great. Myra.
No, her name was actually Mira.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, what else do I have on here? So I actually don't have anything else on here that I can think of. Do you have anything else? Do you have any ideas? Any thoughts? Imogen. What do you think her signet is? Because we haven't found that out yet.
She's interesting. We haven't seen her much in combat.
She's just kind of like there.
She's always in the background. She's not highlighted, which is curious because
I forgot about her. I always forget about her because she's just like
about her.
I'm like I'll be like watching like somebody like talking like a podcast about it, and they'll be like Imogen, and I'm like Imogen, and then they'll be like
it's like
Imogen.
pink hair,
and yeah, and then I'm like oh Imogen.
So
yes.
maybe Imogen plays a bigger role later because
Love
she's like sliding under the radar.
Maybe what if she's like a traitor, like a traitor?
You trying to say Imogen's a villain too?
No. I Everybody's offended. No, like a different, like there's another.
You think there's a fourth faction?
Like a fourth faction that she is like, because like XADEN was like traitor in like the first book. There was like this rebellion.
I think that's a little too outlandish because in
we can be outlandish.
The Book of Brennan, in one of the quotes ahead of the chapters, I forget which book it was in. It was talking about the 3 original siblings, how one sought power, one sought something else, and one commanded the skies.
So I will tell you, the 3 brothers. It was the 3 brothers, right?
Yeah.
So one bonded with dragons, one bonded with griffins, and then the other one was so consumed with jealousy that he commands over both of them.
That's why I'm saying there's only 3 factions.
I don't think so. I think there's a 4th one that's darker.
What's darker than death?
The devil? I don't even know, bro. But like because the 4th faction would be death, because the 3rd brother he commanded both the griffins and the dragons.
Well, the theory is that Violet embodies the 3rd brother.
So, but I think there's a 4th faction that maybe XADEN embodies, and that's death, because he commands shadows.
Death typically is embodied by cold as well.
XADEN's a cold shadow daddy, so.
No, he typically runs pretty hot, actually.
Oh, have you touched him?
No, but like in all the scenes, Violet always says how he's like warm to the touch.
True. My windows are fogging up. It's fine. But like, maybe his soul is cold and not his. Maybe it's not his body, because that would be too like obvious. And he's like kind of emotionless. You know how like Tom Riddle in Harry Potter is like, I'm going to kill them all, the children, or something. Like, kind of like, but he's not like necessarily cold to the touch. He's just cold-hearted. Like his soul is just.
I don't think there's a 4th faction.
I think there's a 4th faction.
I really don't, because she hasn't set it up that way.
Yeah, but you haven't. We're only 2 books in, girl.
Well, because if you think about power dynamic, well, if you have 4 people fighting, it's an even fight, because 2 pair off and fight, other 2 pair off and fight, and then you have a bracket system. Winners come out and they fight each other. You have 3 fighting, it's mayhem.
Right, but you have 5 books.
Yes. But she hasn't set it up. They haven't defeated 1 faction yet.
But I'm terrible at math, so it's okay.
I think there's something going on with like upper command, because I don't think Varys is an interesting character.
He's very secretive.
He died, but I'm not so sure about his death.
He's very. Oh, you know, I did actually have that thought, like, because I was watching whatchamacallit, Outer Banks, for like the 8th time, and I was thinking about that when I was thinking about doing our podcast, and I was like, you know what, because Sarah's dad in Outer Banks like blows up the ship and dies, and then comes back in the next season and is like alive, and it's like, bro, I thought you were dead. But it was like a little suspicious.
No, I think there's more going on with the government, because Varys was a very interesting character. So I think it's like
something maybe like that, like you think he dies, because it's like, oh, he's dead, but he's not actually like dead, you know, like he's gonna come back and be like evil.
Yeah, but you see, my line
and be like the High Lord of like, I think like the evil, like he's like the commander of like the Venom or something.
I don't think Varys is evil.
What? I think he's evil.
Think about it. Yes, he was absolutely a jerk to Violet, but he was always pushing her to get better.
True.
He was always pushing her to be stronger.
True.
Work harder.
True.
We're on limited time. You need to do better.
Wait, so do you think
I think
he's working with his dad? Her dad?
I think he is. Because he was always pushing her to do better. Empower your signet better.
True.
Be able to do more strikes, be more efficient. Yes, he tortured her for information, but he was just trying to see what she knew.
Yeah, but the torture part, yeah. I didn't like that. Like, that was just,
it's an interesting dynamic, because you go from pushing her and then he's hanging out with Dane, and Dane's
suspicious.
Dane's suspicious.
Dane's like, you shouldn't be here. You need to go roll scrolls. Like,
I don't think Dane really knows his place in the world yet.
I think Dane.
I think he's still on the fence.
I think Dane. I think Dane's a complicated character.
A lot of people theorize that Dane's the real love interest, and that in the end she'll end up with Dane.
But I think I need to bleep. I need to bleep that out.
A lot of people say that the real enemies to lovers in the Fourth Wing is Dane and Violet.
No, because that's not me throwing the book at the wall, being like, I need XADEN and Violet to be endgame. That's why I read the book.
Yeah, but
that's what got me hooked.
Yeah, but think about it this way: weren't you kind of like that with Tamlin and Court of Thorns and Roses first too?
No, I never liked Tamlin.
Well, you're special.
I was like, I don't like this guy. Like, why are you shoving your tongue down her throat? We're like 6 chapters into the book. And I loved Freesan when I first met him in the book. I think I just have a thing for dark-haired guys.
You have a thing for shadow daddies.
I think I do, because when we'll do another one for Court of Thorns and Roses, but I do like Dane as a character.
He's a complicated
character. Like, I don't hate him. I'm just very, like, I know you don't like Dane.
I'm not a fan of Dane, no.
I know you don't like Dane. I like him as a character just because, like, he's complicated, and I'm like, I want to know what your secrets are. Tell me. But I don't want him and Violet to be endgame. I feel like
he's a puppet.
I don't want... I feel like he might have had, like, a really... like, something going on in his childhood that we don't know about. Like, something happened to him that we don't know about.
Well, yeah, because you see that awkward relationship with the dad.
Yeah,
whenever the dad shows up.
I think that there's, like, maybe there's something that happened that we don't know about in his childhood. So he's like, okay. He's like this... there's, like, this innocence. I don't want to say innocence, because
that could give you a redemption arc.
And he's just, like, he doesn't really know. He's trying to do right by Violet. He's trying to do right by everybody. He's trying to do right for everybody. He's trying to be the good person, but maybe he just ends up doing the wrong thing. It's kind of like you haven't seen Outer Banks, but it's like a Rafe kind of vibe. It's like,
but what you just said there would be a redemption arc.
Yeah,
and that's how you could end up with another enemies to lovers, with Dane being the end game. Because think about it this way: if Violet is the death of XADEN, and XADEN's the one who gets killed in book 4, your happy ending could end up with Dane in the end. Your true enemies to lovers.
But that's just not... It's not me throwing the book at the wall. Unless... It would have to be really good. Like, book 4 and 5...
He would need a seriously good redemption arc.
It would have to be really good, and Dane would have to have, like, this huge turnaround. I do like him as a character, but he would have to have this, like, huge turnaround, because enemies to lovers, I need them to, like, absolutely hate each other and want to kill each other like Violet and XADEN did. Like, I don't need... Like, I need a Violet and XADEN. I don't need a... You know what I'm saying? I need to be throwing my book across the room.
XADEN really didn't, like...
No,
killer from the start. Because especially with the bonus chapters that we've now gotten, as early as chapter 9.
No, but when you're first reading it, you get the vibe that he hates her so much that he would kill her.
But looking back though,
it doesn't look like that.
He doesn't look like he's ever hated
her.
But
it's like you need like a slap to the face. Like, no way, that just happened. You know what I'm saying? No? Am I the only one that feels like that? I don't know. I'm a huge fan of enemies to lovers, but it has to be, like, good. And I, like, the whole, let's be friends to lovers. Girl, what? Nobody wants to. I don't like reading.
I don't think they're friends anymore.
I don't like reading, I don't even know what the other tropes are. I only like reading enemies to lovers.
They're not friends anymore, though.
I know,
Dane
but it would have to be
the
really
not so friendly zone.
It would have to be really good. Is my point.
It's possible though.
Maybe she gets with Riddick.
You just said Riddick was gonna die.
I know. I'm just throwing outlandish, unhinged things out there.
Because I definitely do find it interesting that the fact that they're always repeating to each other, "You're gonna be the death of me."
I think it's hot, though.
It is hot, but it could be foreshadowing.
That's why I'm saying
often
Violet is gonna die by Xaden, or Xaden's gonna get killed, or Violet's gonna be the death of herself.
Often in literature, if you repeat something over and over
I
again,
think
it's got significance.
For sure, it's foreshadowing.
So,
you're gonna be the death of me. You're gonna be the death of me. You're gonna be the death of me. But I do think that we do need to talk about the amount of just murdering there is in the book. There's like a lot going on.
I was thinking there was more of sexual activity.
There's a lot of that in there too, but I would hope that there's more of that than murder, because they're like 20. She's 20 and he's 24.
You think about their setting though, they're in a war.
And I'm like, they're okay, but like I would hope that there was more, but it's very...
Think about their environment. They're raised to be killers in high school.
They're not in high school, they're in college. It's college.
College. Raised to be killers in college.
There's a lot going on.
They're expected to be killers, Kaylin. Of course there's going to be murder. You would not like Throne of Glass series. There's so much murder in that book.
No, I do like it, because like I'm like, anytime I'm sitting down to like write an outline novel, I'm like, okay, this person kills this person, and this person killed that person, and that person didn't like this person because this person killed that person, and it's like, I see where it's going. There's a lot going on. Yeah, that's my opinion that nobody asked for.
I think Jack Barwell's a interesting character though.
I'm just not gonna correct you. I'm just not gonna correct you.
Think about it, because she killed him off. We were all like, yes!
I hate him!
And then she brought him back.
He's like, hey.
He was like, what is up, my guy?
What is up, my guy?
And then we're like,
It's like, oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
But like, think about it. He singled her out in the first book.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, and the reason we were given was because she's a Sorengale. But is that really all it is?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I wonder what it could be.
Because you're gonna be that initiative just because of their family.
So do you think that? Because I don't have any ideas about this. Like, I have nothing coming to my mind. But do you think that maybe he was hired? Do you think maybe?
I don't think he was hired.
Like, what do you think? What do you think?
I think there's something else going on with him. Like, I think he might be a puppet, sort of. Or, like, because you don't just go after somebody simply because of their family. Like, yes, it could be like, I hate your mom, so I'm going to try to get after your mom for this. But, like, the amount of times he goes after her, like, he still goes after her after he gets resurrected by the Venom. So maybe his connection to the Venom could play into it, too.
I don't know.
He's an interesting character to me.
I don't like him.
As much as I dislike him, I want to learn more about his motives.
Oh, they are interesting. They are interesting.
Because all we're told is, I hate your mom.
I hate your mom. Like, your mom is an awful... But her mom's dead, so, like, at this point, he doesn't have any
He
reason...
killed the mom.
Right.
So at this point, what does he have against her?
Her mom's dead. Again, at this point, he doesn't have anything to go after her for.
So, however, I doubt he's going to stop going after her. So there's got to be another motive there.
So there has to be something else that what if Brennan had something to do with it? Because we don't really know much about Brennan's experience in the War College.
We have his diary.
But a lot of it is, oh, when you do this. Like, when you get to this point, do this. At this point, this will happen.
But we're never told Barwell has a sibling.
Yet. Maybe Brennan and his sibling were friends and the friend died in the college.
Yeah, but he's hateful towards Violet.
Okay. Brennan was dead in the first book. You know, they just have enemies. Can we talk about Dylan? Okay, can we just talk about Dylan? I just remember Dylan. He died at the parapet in the first book, the first couple chapters.
Dylan.
He fell off. He died.
I don't remember Dylan.
Dylan.
Was he one of the sweet kids who she was talking to?
Yes. He was so great. He had so much potential, and then he just fell off and was no more.
So did you want to talk about Dylan?
I just wanted to remember Dylan.
Okay.
We just need to... Anyways, back to the whole Brennan and Jack Bartwell thing. Maybe they have beef.
I doubt it.
No, like not them, like personally, but like some... I don't know. I just made that up.
I think it's a different one.
I just made that up. Can we talk about Kat too?
I hate her. I hate her.
One, I don't really like her name, Kat. Like, oh, okay. Let's just hiss at everybody. I feel like she hisses at everybody. She sounds like a hissy.
I hate her attitude. I
hate
hate her behavior.
She's like,
I hate that she.
I
hate that she was with Xaden.
She's
to
like,
begin
Xaden's
with.
mine.
Like I hate everything about her.
She remembers. She reminds me of just like one of those like that girl in high school who like dated this guy once and then like he's like she can't get over him. You know, like that kind of girl in high school. Like she can't get over him.
Significance?
Like I feel like that's what she reminds me of. Like I just don't like her. I don't like the fact that she has black hair. I just don't like the fact that she...
But like what's her significance to the story?
I feel like there's...
Other than the fact that she caused beef with Violet.
And other than the fact that she's Xaden's ex, I don't think she has any significance.
So why bring her up?
I just wanted to talk smack about her.
Okay, she's absolutely horrible. I hate her guts, so...
Yeah, I just need to talk about that.
I think the Griffins have potential, though. There was that, I forget her name. The Griffin rider that Violet was...
Don't ask me, I don't remember.
Friendly with?
The one that interrupted them at the rocks?
Maybe? The little one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I just remember the rocks.
I
love the rocks.
No, I think there's potential there, though. With the Griffins.
Like what kind of potential? I'm waiting for you to expand.
This is gonna sound really... Want me to go outlandish?
Yes, be unhinged.
What happens if you merge a dragon and a griffin?
I have no idea. You get a wyvern? No, that's a dragon gone bad.
That's a wyvern. That's essentially a dragon who's dead.
Yeah, but also
Like a dragon whose soul is like corrupted.
That's actually just my thing I made up in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you get?
I don't know.
So
there's
why
your fourth faction.
Why would you bring it up?
Like maybe mixing a griffin and a dragon would give you an ultimate weapon. Think about all the things that griffins are better at than dragons are, and all the things that dragons are better at than griffins are.
But then
their weaknesses, if you mix them, maybe they'll compensate.
That just sounds like a bad science experiment gone wrong.
Well, you never know.
That sounds so outlandish. But like
you said to be outlandish.
But like who would do that?
Her dad.
Her dad was like divorced the mom, left the mom pregnant, and wanted to be a scientist.
Or maybe the government, like the bad guy's government.
The government is just crazy. I think
that's why they would do it.
I think that the government is just insane. I think that they've just gone off the walls and I think that maybe they made a mistake and now they don't know how to recover it.
What do you think of the king?
I have no idea. No comment.
Like, what is he doing this whole time?
He just
his war colleges are like blowing up. I think that, and he is violent.
Okay, can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think that he might be like, okay, you know in Game of Thrones, King Baratheon.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Baratheon.
The first one.
Yeah, I think that is his name Rob Baratheon.
I
don't even know. I think he's kind of like that. I think that he's just like, he likes to drink. I think he likes his women. Or men, whatever. I think he just likes to drink and
let his nation fall apart around him.
Yeah. I think he's just enjoying his luxuries and sitting. I don't know. I think he really just maybe doesn't care. Or, that's one thing. Or, the palace might have been infiltrated and he might be in prison.
Well, he's dead.
He could be dead. Again, palace was infiltrated and he might be.
Because I know, like, she introduced
alive.
The royal family in book 2 with throwing one of the kids in Basgiath. So, she really pulled the royal family
But
in.
then again, with throwing the son.
I think his name is, like...
I don't even remember.
I don't even remember. I think it starts with an
Charlie.
A. No, it starts with
Wait.
an A.
Was it Amos?
No, I think it was like a lark or something.
It was not Amos. Wait, I think it was a lark. It was. I think it is a lark. I actually don't remember, but I feel like it is a lark. I think that he wouldn't go if the castle was infiltrated, though.
I don't know. I think the king holds something significant there. Because, like, he's an absolute douchebag.
He's awful.
Like, there's an absolute war going on. And
you're just, like, not involved.
He didn't really, like, send, like, anybody to help.
Right. So
he just let the school deal with it. Like...
So... Yeah, a school. Like, do you not have military forces
at
all?
He didn't even send Melgren.
Do you have military forces outside of your school?
He didn't send Melgren.
Just asking.
Like...
Just asking. These are common questions.
Questioning royal family here.
So...
I also want to know if there's other continents.
But the map is huge, and Rebecca did say that the map is revealed as as Violet explores. So more places are revealed as Violet explores.
I want to know if there's another continent. Honestly,
I don't know, dude.
Maybe there's another continent of people who have more secrets. Maybe the rest of Andarna's den is over there.
Or Andarna's the last dragon. Her kind.
Maybe all the dragons die.
That would be tragic.
And she's the last one.
Oh, do you think Sigale? What happened? Do you think Sigale breaks the bond with Xaden? I think so.
I think she dumps him for the sake of Taryn.
Oh. Well, that's not what I was thinking, but okay.
What were you thinking?
I think that Xaden does something completely outlandish. Like, just completely unhinged. And she breaks their bond. And then I'm gonna cry.
Well,
that might be, like, something that happens at the end of the book.
Well, when you turn venom, your dragon starts to, like, deteriorate, too?
That would make them a wyvern.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Scale breaks the bond. Because that could affect her bond with Taryn.
Possibly. Or maybe she doesn't. And she turns bad because she loves Xaden. And then Taryn dies. Because he's like an old pup.
I feel like if Taryn dies, it's going to put Violet in a critical state.
But she still has Andarna. So
that's why I don't think she'll die from it. It'd put her in a critical state, though. Kind of like at the end of Fourth Wing, where she was poisoned and it was out for a couple days. I feel like losing Taryn would put her in somewhere like that, kind of like that limbo.
Mm. Yeah, but then that would be too much like the first book, and then that would just be like boring.
Yeah, but I definitely think Scale's interesting because she's like, "I chose you," and he goes, "Well, blah 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 blah."
I don't think that was the words he said. Blah 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 blah. Dragon romances are kind of weird, and I just think that it's like weird.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting dynamic. I don't think Scale's going to go along with becoming a wyvern.
No, I think that I think that she just breaks the bond, and then Xaden just goes on a rampage. I think Xaden goes full on bad.
Can you break the bond?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's mentioned in, like, the scrolls or something. Not the scrolls. It's the codex. I was blanking on the word the entire time. That's what I was saying. Go write the scrolls.
She goes, go read the library.
No, it's the codex. So I'm pretty sure, like, you know how in the chapters, at the top of the chapters, they're like, codex section, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure it said in one of the codex that the bones could be broken.
Okay, next thing. Do you think this book is a memory?
Yes. Because at the beginning of the book, in the top, it says, like, in the first page, it says these are recovered archives of... I'm blanking on whatever her name is.
In book 1, do we want to check it?
Oh, yeah, we have book 1. We literally have book 1 sitting right here.
This is the Christmas edition.
Okay, so it says...
Oh, that's not part of it.
These are transcribed Navarian, blah, blah, blah. Jacina. These are recovered archives. Let's see. Transcribed from Navarian.
See, this is what gets me. All the events are true, and names have been prepared to honor all courage of those fallen.
So maybe Jacina's the only one. Maybe the college is invaded.
Maybe everybody dies, and Justina's just the only one left.
And Justina's the only one left. Because that's fascinating that it says that.
And throughout the book, there's also recovered correspondence from Violet to so-and-so in these top books.
I know. So it's like... maybe they don't die. I cried when you said that. I think I would cry. No.
Baby, you're the queen of my heart. Baby, what are you made of, my girl?
And then I just...
I can't take my eyes off you.
I'm usually like so and then I'm not. I like okay.
You can take your eyes off mine.
He's flying towards the ground. It's so tragic. And I'm going, but I can't get the rest of it. And then it's like, okay.
You knew it.
I was like,
Just put your hands on mine.
it was like, okay, like I knew. So I was like,
And move with your body.
no.
Just put your hands on mine. And put your lips on mine. And move with my body.
I had watched the walkthrough the day before, so it was very sad.
Drink is slow, baby, there's a way it goes so wrong.
No, I would be sad if Brennan died.
Maybe I can let this
I was not, you know, the fandom was like,
need it right now.
I'm attached to Liam, but not I'm obsessed with Wayne. You know, if you were like,
I
you
can
love
keep
Liam,
my
I was
eyes from
his
you,
bodyguard.
moving like
That's
I never
fantastic.
do you do. You make
That's
me
fantastic.
do.
I'm really happy.
You can
I'm not,
take
like,
your eyes on me.
so attached to
You
him that I would cry.
calling my soul.
Like, ridiculous. No, it is really touching. I won't deny that. But, like, if Rick died, Rick is talking. He's
I
like,
feel like you're gonna have to hold on to it.
I was like, if he would die, I would cry.
Because I feel like
Liam was introduced halfway through the book in book 1. So it's like,
killing off more
you killed him off, like, he was there for 20 chapters. I'm not attached. I'm not emotionally attached. I would cry. I would like if Rhiannon died, if Imogen died, unless they died, I probably
no, what I'm saying is like I feel like if Riddick dies, he's gonna signify like the closing of a part of her life.
probably. Like, if Brennan died, I'm not gonna cry. Like,
He's
I'm
been through this once.
I have to be emotionally attached to a character. If Xaden died, I wouldn't be. I would probably. I would cry. I would cry. But like Liam, he was only there for like 20 chapters, maybe. I didn't cry. I wasn't emotionally attached to him. I really wasn't. If Mira died, I wouldn't cry. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't cry.
I wouldn't cry for Mira.
I wouldn't cry. I don't think I would cry if Violet died.
You never liked Violet from the start.
I know. So Violet was like really just. I'm so sick of reading every single character being like, I'm so small. I'm so small. I'm so like I literally like. Okay, I get it. Say it one more. Say it one time and move on. I don't need you every single time saying I'm so small. Like I love Fourth Wing, but I don't need every other word being I'm so small. I'm so small. I get it. You're a tiny human being. You're gonna fall off your dragon. Fantastic. I think Violet grew, and she grew on me over the course of the book. But I'm not emotionally attached to her. I'm not emotionally attached
to her too.
I'm not emotionally attached to Feyre.
I almost never get emotionally attached to any
I
of the
love
female
Nesta.
characters.
Like those are like characters. Like I'm always like if XADEN died, I would be so sad. If Riddick died, I'd be so sad.
No, if Darna died,
If
that
Darna-
would be depressing.
I would cry. If Taryn died, so sad. If Sigale died, I'm never emotionally attached to the main character. It's always the other characters I'm attached to.
Yeah.
I just can't help it. Like in Harry Potter was not my favorite character. So like you're never attached to the main character, and it's probably because you're inside their head. So it's like you're like, okay, I'm like sick of reading about the main character. I want to read about so and so, which is probably why you like XADEN's POV chapters or like other characters.
Gives you a glimpse into their head.
Yeah, because you're interested in what they're thinking and not like what the main character is thinking.
I'm so small.
I get it. I'd probably fall off a dragon too. I'm just saying. So that's where I'm at.
Definitely a hype for Onyx Storm.
I am excited. I did see spoilers on TikTok for the end, so
I have not done spoil.
I'm not gonna spoil.
Just get a
it.
regular copy other than my sprayed edges.
TikTok's banned now,
So like it doesn't mismatch my.
I did see on TikTok though like 4 different versions of the sprayed edges, and I'm mad.
Oh, I did too. Target has a different version.
I know. I'm kind of mad and no comment.
Yeah, there's multiple
I
versions.
pre-ordered
of
that
edges.
back in June
Me too.
when it came out for pre-order.
The
The deluxe version.
like, there's multiple versions of the sprayed edges, and I'm like, bruh, I'm gonna have to collect all of these. My only problem is
You
that,
know, I
like,
saw on TikTok this one girl was so funny. I was like, wow, this is gonna be Kelly in like 6 years. This one girl had a whole bookshelf. It was like 50 copies of Fourth Wing, and it was like Fourth Wing in this language, Fourth Wing in that language, Iron Flame in this language, and I was like, good for her. I don't have the money for that.
No, I just like the sprayed edges.
They were all sprayed edges and like different covers, and I was like, I want the white version, the white and black version of Fourth Wing. It's like French, but I don't speak French, so I can't have that. I'd be like looking at the word like,
How long is it?
Like what? Parlez-vous français?
There's a
what?
purple version, I think, in like Spanish.
Again, I don't speak Spanish, so. Donde está el baño? Like,
I know, there's some really
didn't
pretty
even
ones.
say that right, so.
They had really pretty spines and sprayed edges in Germany's Barnes and Noble.
No. Germany has some really nice ones too. I'm not flying to Germany just to get a Fourth Wing book.
Me neither.
I'm sorry, I'll go on Etsy. So that's. I think that's all we need to talk about today.
Yeah. Onyx
Storm comes out in 2 days.
We'll have to be speed reading that. I will take longer because
Speed read it so we can debrief.
I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, speed read it.
To finish it before the semester starts.
No, you have to finish it before next Sunday.
Okay.
I'll have it done by Tuesday night probably.
Yeah.
Because it is shorter than Iron Flame.
Oh, it is?
By 10,000 words.
Only 10,000 words. That's like 2 chapters.
No, literally. It's like this thick, probably.
An inch and a half.
And then, yeah. I need you to just finish it so then we can debrief about it on our podcast. Yep, this is the very first episode of Trunk Talks.
Let's go!
Like and subscribe, please.